Good evening, everyone. We got ourselves the Chentlemen and Happy Accidents. Hopefully, this Sunday has been a good one for you because tomorrow is Monday. So, hopefully, if you're the Gentleman or Happy Accidents, you'll go into the week with a victory. If not, your Monday is going to be even worse than usually Mondays are. So, we're going to start things off on Infernal Shrines, with initial bans going to both of the tanks, with Garrosh and Johanna being taken out of play. So Johanna, definitely a solid ban. Garrosh has fallen off a bit, I'd say, overall. We don't see him quite as often, but he is still generally a solid tank, so taking away some choices from the side of Happy Accidents. Now, Asmodin is going to be banned out. I am generally not a fan of Asmodin, to be honest. That's because I feel he largely falls behind for his team, or causes his team to fall behind in the early game. And without an adequate partner like a Johanna, it doesn't really matter if you have the Asmodin. He's not going to get the stacks that he really wants. And up until 200 stacks, he is arguably weaker than his original pre-rework Asmodin. So I think a lot of teams put significantly too much emphasis on Asmodin, and as HGC has shown, Asmodin has no place in the meta, which means that even when a team like Octalysis are not picking an Asmodin, you're not really having to ban him. Now, the Decker Kane, definitely a solid pick, but this leaves open White Mane as well. Alex Strezza was banned out, which means in this rotation, the fact that they didn't pick up White Mane on Chentlemen is kind of a mistake, I feel. Unless they're opting to have someone who is not White Mane, or they're not. Because at this point, it's the ban phase. Once again, we got Diablo, we got Urel. These are really good picks on the side of Happy Accidents. Maiev is definitely a very strong pick, but I feel like right now, Happy Accidents has a little bit of a better draft. You can get Urel to give Diablo more armor, and he's already a tanky dude with all his HP. And there's the Phoenix combo that is still available. Zeratul is actually going to be the ban here. I don't think you really have to worry about a Zeratul in most cases nowadays in terms of comboing with a Diablo. You largely see people play more so with a Phoenix than trying to set up with an APOC VP combo. I mean, it is still potent, don't get me wrong, but it's not what you generally see nowadays. And so I'm actually surprised they didn't ban out the White Mane. Instead, they opted to ban out Malfurion. I feel like that's a mistake. White Mane and Maiev are a potent combo. I was just playing it the other day. Warden's Cage with Divine Reckoning and with a Jaina. Now, originally I was feeling Happy Accidents draft a little bit more, but this combo is so ridiculous. Maiev, White Mane, Jaina. It's a wombo combo of destiny. It was what it was meant to be played as. All wombo combos were meant to be played like that. And because of that, I'm not sure how I feel. And they're going to wrap things up with a Blaze. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. The Phoenix and the Genji. I'm amazed that Genji made it through. I'm amazed that White made it through. A lot of these bans seem questionable. So both of these drafts are pretty potent overall, in my opinion. Now, the thing is that there we go. The thing is that both of these teams made what I'd consider critical mistakes in terms of how the draft was actually handled. Uh, both teams allowed through things like a Genji. Both teams allowed through a Phoenix and a Maiev and the White Mane. I mean, there's so much that they let through here on both sides that both of these drafts look really good. Now, I'm going to give the edge actually to the Chentlemen here, just because I've seen and actually been in this combo. Yeah, Lightning Breath, it does something. So does Purification Salvo, but you don't do anything if you're all dead before you can actually accomplish anything. All right, guys, we're going to be kicking things off in the game now, as we got that everyone in here and loaded in. We got Linkovich on the White Mane. We got C-Dub on the Murden. Dog's Bowl on the Jaina. Ekib on the Maiev. And on that Blaze, we're going to have a Ginger not actually playing Blaze with a red skin. And that's going to be the Chentlemen. On the other side, we got Blue Laguna on the Diablo. Apparition on the Genji. We have Aga Bombs on the Phoenix. We're going to have a Park 555 on the Urel. And finally, we're going to have Frostwind on the Decker Kane. And that's going to be Happy Accidents. So hopefully the Chentlemen have prepared themselves with some depends in case they do have some happy little accidents during this series. So top lane is pretty much going to be your Rels. That's pretty much goes without a shadow of a doubt, unless Park really misplays. So a quick look at what we have. We're going to have the Neural Stim Pack here. Anything out of the ordinary. We got the Arsenal, the Sapphire, and the Soul Shield. So the Soul Shield makes a lot of sense. You have Maiev, who's mostly ability damage. You have White Mane, who's all ability damage. Jaina, all ability damage. And essentially Blaze's damage is all ability damage. And finally Murden, well, if he took Perfect Storm, he did all ability damage. So he does get given the axe, which will increase his autos. Usually most people do go with give him the axe. Ultimately, C-Dub is not going to be much of an auto attack threat regardless. So nice positioning from C-Dub to keep vision for his team, and they both pick up the camps. And now on the top line, however, Ekib is trying to help out this Blaze. And, well, it's not going to be able to do too much at this point. Urel is too tanky, and Maiev, without having the Q resets, it's significantly harder for her to be of really any value for Ginger in the top lane. Now, Park is actually going to abandon ship in this top lane and give up this entirely. This is actually a very bad rotation by the side of Happy Accidents. He's going to lose an entire minion wave. Like, you have to clear this up before you do this. On the other side, well, you have C-Dub sitting down here, continuing to soak, keeping vision for his team, and 3 members gone on up there. Additionally, Ginger might be able to clear this up and force him to lose another one if they don't rotate to deal with their own Shaman Camp. Okay, so Park has come, but they did lose an entire wave of XP nonetheless, giving the Chentlemen a little bit of an edge here. But on the other side, Happy Accidents did get in a good position for this shrine. They're already up to 10, and they're going to have to get on in here. Park is going to be coming on from the backside, going to be knocking someone around, getting tossed on over from the Shadow Charge and rooted in place. Dog Bull is run out of water, and that's one angry dog. Diablo coming on in with that Urel, and beautiful follow-up by Frostwind, and they have now gotten themselves 2 early game kills. And this is going to be almost 100% a Punisher. On the flip side, this Shaman camp did get a little bit of value, but because Ginger never came in, this was an easy peasy 5v4. So at this point, yes, they did lose a little, but they gained a lot more overall. They're going to have this Punisher walking on down. They have Genji, who's going to be soaking down in the bot lane. He's not very good at sieging, of course. They do have the Phoenix, Diablo, and the Decker Can to keep up the siege in the mid lane. They don't have a lot of kill pressure without like perfect combos between Blue Laguna getting a stun, Frostwind getting a root, and maybe even the Punisher root. And they'll be able to take down one tower and one of the gates. Well, there is only a single gate, and opening this up quite a bit. Additionally, that tower is almost down, giving themselves a full level lead. So Happy Accidents are getting themselves the ability to start snowballing, especially come the next objective. If they pick up the next objective, they will definitely be ahead in a significant way between structures, XP, and at this point, they're already marching themselves ahead to potentially hit 10. Now, I wish they would actually go and try and invade, especially if you're a little bit down here. That's one way to recover. You see where Diablo is, which means you can invade significantly more safely than the enemy team could try to defend against, because you have your full 3-man ready to go. You have Jaina, you have Whitemane, you have Murden, which makes this a much easier invade because Diablo is up here in the lane, meaning he has to mount up and run on down, and you might actually be able to give someone in the meantime. Blue Laguna going to be stunned on out, tethered on back for Apparition, but Apparition should be able to get on out, and a beautiful 4-man root by Frostwind will keep him from really doing much more from that. The other reason I'd like to invade is because if you're going to almost certainly be down heroics for the next objective, well, if you can actually secure a kill, you will not be down heroics for the next objective. At this point, like I said, 10 is around the corner. We're going to pull up the talents just to make sure everyone is looking good here. We got already completed Fingers of Frost, which is absolutely bonkers. This is really bad news for Happy Accidents. Completing it this quickly, a lot more damage. She's not going to really run out of mana all that easily. Additionally, we got Clemency, we got the High Inquisitor, and we got Intercession. Other side, Oil Dispersal, the Grilling Kill, Thunderburn, a Give 'em Axe, we got Blade Dance, and Alun's Wrath, along with Naisha's Memento. And we have the full Goomba Stomping build coming on out. Now, a 10 is actually going to come here just before the objective, which should start very, very shortly. Or, well, technically, the countdown should start shortly. There we go. Countdown has started. They will hit 10. And at this point, no 10 advantage was flexed over the Chentlemen, which is another mistake. If you have 10s, try to flex your advantage. If you're not using your advantage to try and win the game, you're just putting your opponent in an opportunity to come back from wherever they are. And that's not what you want to do, is give the enemy team opportunities to come back. So we also have the Shuriken Mastery, which is an odd choice overall, I'd say, nowadays. But it's still a choice that you see every once in a while. So Blue Lagoon is going to come on in. The Overpower not going to complete in time. And underneath the Blizzard is Diablo. Ring of Frost capturing 3, though. And Dogpole has to back on out because Park is going to just bomb him on the head and take him down Goomba style. And this is now looking like Happy Accidents fight to lose. There's Apparition coming on in with the Dragon Strike, slicing and dicing. But he's on a Blaze, not exactly who you want to focus on down. Blue Laguna gets that shadow charge onto C-Dub, and it's 2 kills to 0. So despite sitting underneath all of the damage of Jaina, Diablo's Soul Shield allows him to thrive on through. Additionally, we got Scarlet Aegis. So originally what I was talking about this combo, it was in, and also we did have the Warden's Cage. This combo for the Chentlemen was with the intention of Divine Reckoning, not Scarlet Aegis, Divine Reckoning, because that's how the combo works, or should appropriately work. Ring of Frost, Warden's Cage, Divine Reckoning, and everything melts inside of the cage. Fortunately, that didn't happen for him, and at this point, this is perfect macro on the side of Happy Accidents, because all they need is 1, and it's almost impossible to lose this, unless if they lose Blue Laguna here. They're chasing him on down. Ring of Frost is going to connect, and they have just taken down Diablo and removed all his souls. They lose the Punisher, but get the souls. I'll take that trade any day of the week, as long as no one else goes down here. So, almost perfect micro, or macro. They clear up and soak up the lanes. They hit 13. They had 39, but they don't sit there and wait for it. They show in lane, and Blue Laguna just gets bodied. Apparition coming across, and Blue Laguna getting his revenge, smacking Jaina in the face with that shadow charge. And Ginger coming on and hot now, but a little awkward use of abilities there between Purification starting to come on out, and Lightning Breath really not doing much of anything there. Thankfully, the Lightning Breath is a very short cooldown, which is not going to hurt them in the least. So they get themselves a fort. They get a lot of pressure onto the top lane now, and because this is an Arcane Punisher, it gets significantly more value than many of the other ones. Unfortunately, Blizzard loves to make RNG, and RNG was on Happy Accident's side. You can see how much value they got out of this. They got a fort, they got half a tower, and then they get themselves a second fort. That's a lot. Now, there's very little that can be done here on the side of the Chentlemen. They need to look for a pick if they want to be able to start recovering. They need to, or if they don't get a pick, they need to win a team fight. Those are their 2 options. Look for a pick, get a team fight. Because 16's around the corner. There's Blue Laguna going to get the overpower, but they are collapsing onto him once again, going on in too deep, using the Lightning Breath, trying to plow through the health pools of the Chentlemen, but just like Chent himself, they just stand there drinking and not feeling any pain. I'm not quite sure what was going through Blue Laguna's head, unfortunately, over there. If he didn't actually see the full rotation of the Chentlemen, but that is one way to start getting yourselves back in. Unfortunately, this is still going to be a 16 versus 14 situation because they have yet to take a fort. They have taken 1 tower, no towers, and no towers, which is a lot of XP. Additionally, because the XP changes they made multiple patches ago, most of the XP is now underneath the fort itself, locked under the fort, which means you have to get through the walls, get to the fort, and then you're good to go. And at that point, you can actually start getting yourself XP again. So, this is absolutely perfect. You have 16, so what do? Go in and flex. Park coming on in. Ooh, Ekib is going to see him, but they're not. Oh no, Ginger will not be able to get on out. The jet propulsion apparition is on him, and they lose Blaze almost immediately without barely a finger lifted on the side of the Chentleman to save him. C-Dub will have to use the avatar. The unstoppable has been used. Park is on the back. and apparitions on the front. C-Dub is getting slowed out of his mind between Phoenix and Yrel, but he will be able to make it on out of there. At this point, they're still going to have to back on out. The Ring of Frost coming on out, connecting to absolutely no one, and Happy Accidents have definitely made the Chentlemen get a new pair of Depends after that. So, the Chentlemen are in a very dire situation. If they fight for this, they will likely lose. If they don't fight for this, they will likely lose. Basically, it's a lose-lose situation. This is a checkmate position that really Happy Accidents have to do everything wrong for Chentlemen to come back. They have a Punisher. They're trying to get themselves 16. And that'll give them the ability to defend, but they have no way to actually deal with the Punisher that's about to push in, because Park opening this up, which means Fort is going to be going down, which means Punisher comes to the keep. And you can see they finally managed to get 16. They have to give it up. But this is going to be a push with the goats alongside of the Punisher that's nearly full life, and another wave coming on in with siege goats. This is 100% the front wall. This could very likely be keep. They do have all the heroics available. And Happy Accidents just need to play this a little bit slowly, open it up, and there they go. There's the combo onto him, the double stun, and the lightning breath with the purification salvo, and no one jumps in the bunker to help him. Blue Laguna still in there onto Linkovich, and there is the Warden's Cage, the Ring of Frost. He keep getting really low, but they are not going to be able to get him. Apparition actually does pick him up with the Dragon Strike, and they get the Dragon Blade, and Dragon Blade tearing through the rest of the Chentlemen. Frostwind about to be going down. C-Dub is on that old man booty, but C-Dub will be chased on down by Park and Apparition. And in the meantime, they lose a keep. So there is so much to look at there. We're going to see the lightning come out. We're going to see that dive. We're going to see the bunker used almost immediately. But then we get the Scarlet Aegis. We get the Ring of Frost into the Warden's Cage. And then the Bounty Castle keeps them locked on in. And because of that, well, it didn't matter. Dragon Blade coming on out was able to slice through because they all grouped up trying to get those kills afterwards. And this is where I said this combo requires Divine Reckoning to properly be executed. Scarlet Aegis didn't save him. Scarlet Aegis would have, if they had Divine Reckoning there, they would have had the additional damage needed to kill all of Happy Accidents. And on top of that, they would have been healing through all of that simultaneously with all of the damage applied inside of the Warden's Cage on top of that. And there's no way Deckard Cain can heal 3 to 4 people simultaneously, while a Divine Reckoning, a Ring of Frost, a Blizzard, the lit oil spills, and then the Fan of Knives. There's no way Deckard Cain can heal that. So they're now wait, this is absolutely bonkers. They're trying to fight 20 versus 17. They're going on in. Purification Salvo's going to be tearing through them in a heartbeat. And there they go, starting to fall. We get the cage put on up. The Ring of Frost going to do absolutely nothing. Linkovich trying his best to run around, but with one swipe of his hand with the overpower, Blue Laguna will finish him off. And at this point, Apparition coming on in with the Dragon Blade, slicing and dicing. You're going to love those nuts, but E-Keep will pick up the kill, and it is a 2 for 3. This could have been a lot worse, but this might be what's a lot worse, because Park is getting the kill onto Ginger, and, well, top keep is taking damage. Mid keep is almost down. They're not any closer to 20, really. I mean, they're at 19 almost, but next objective, they're still not going to be at 20 at this point. And at that point, keep goes down. We have keep pressure in the bot lane. We have 3 catapults that have built up and are now pummeling the core. We have Shaman Camp that is going to be pushing on in. We have catapults in the top lane. We have now a shrine. This is GG. There's nothing the Chentlemen can do to save this game. They have to walk past catapults, the Shaman Camp, and get to the shrine and hope that they can kill them in a 21 versus 19 fight, which is not going to happen, as we saw. Even if they manage to trade evenly, they lose the game. In fact, if they trade evenly, it's even worse because they have catapult pressure in the bot lane and top lane, so they need to win drastically. We also have the Seraphim, the Dragon Becomes Me, Unconquered Spirit, Perfect Gems, and Hellstorm. Blue Laguna going to go on in for EQ. Not going to get... There's the overpower now. They're going on. Lightning Breath, Purification Salvo, the Scarlet Aegis to try and save him, and Unconquered Spirit going to keep him up in the meantime. But Hellstorm, it never ends. We're going from medium rare to well done to nothing but ash for the Chentlemen. So we're going to see the last desperation fight on the side of the Chentlemen. They tried desperately to come on in and fight what honestly is a losing proposition. And Blue Laguna gets that stun, setting up the fight, and gets it overpower. He also has that Flame Stomp that goes through everyone, along with that Hellstorm that he has. He's just melting through everything. And with the Purification Salvo, it's like gold, just melting through them all. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. Blue Laguna, top DPS, baby. Blue Laguna MVP here. 43.7k thousand damage. 40k, 39k, 37k. He out DPS'd Phoenix with the Purification Salvo. Even with the boosted damage that Blue Laguna was providing Jaeger bombs. Genji falling behind the Blaze a little bit. Murel just a little bit behind that. And looking at the healing, Frostwind tossing out significantly more healing. 17,000 more. And with the extra damage they were taking, that does... well, actually, they weren't taking that much more damage. It was about even the damage. Really, what it comes down to is how much healing, additionally, Frostwind was able to put out to keep his team alive. And then tanking-wise, well, Blue Laguna tanked 85,000 damage. Muradin, 77,000 damage. Urel, 56, and then 52. So relatively similar, with Blue Laguna still topping it off. Between top tanking and top DPS, I think Blue Laguna has created a new genre, or a new class of hero. I guess a new role. It's Assassin Warriors. We'll be back for game number 2. And at the same time, well, you'll all get to enjoy some replays.